Graham Mack on Fix Radio.
Trev is a bus mechanic. He's in King's Cross. How am I doing?
I think you're doing great, Graham, to be honest with you. I just think it's great that obviously you're getting everybody, your listeners, involved.
Yeah.
And I think that's a key thing. That's something that obviously I like about the way you do your show. You will involve.
Yeah, I'd rather be the ringmaster of the circus than one of the clowns. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, as I say, I didn't realise you were obviously coming back on the radio until yesterday, and it was like, right, so I obviously listened to the first show, and I was like, yeah, it's nice to hear you back on the radio.
Brilliant. Hey, well, great to know you're still there as well, Trev.
Yeah.
Badger, you went to a fancy dress party and made a big mistake.
I thought it was a fancy dress party.
Yes.
Now, I went along, but I was dressed up as Superman.
Superman, yeah. Okay, yes. You got the tights on, you got the T-shirt with the S on it. All
yeah.
Yeah.
And like through, yeah. But of course, it was a funeral.
It was a funeral? You went to a funeral dressed as Superman?
Well, they didn't tell me. They just said, I thought, oh yeah, I've put a fancy dress outfit on.
No, Badger, how did you get a funeral confused with a fancy dress party?
Well, no, they didn't say. They just said we're all meeting together and that, and I thought it was, yeah.
But how did you think it was fancy dress?
Well, see, the thing is, the guy died.
Yeah.
After they'd invited me.
Oh, I see. So it originally was a fancy dress party.
Originally it was a fancy dress party.
And he died, and so they decided to have
Of course, I turned up in a fancy dress outfit. You didn't go down too well.
Oh, Badger, thank you so much. Big movie at the moment, Bohemian Rhapsody, the story of Freddie Mercury. It's got that title because of the song. What would the movie of your life be called? Andy?
Probably be called Never Again.
It would be Don't Miss Never Again.
Yeah.
The story of Andy. Why Never Again?
Yeah. Once was enough. No,
Don't miss Never Again. Once was enough. In a world where once is never enough, Andy proves that once is enough. Who will play you?
Jack D, probably.
Jack D?
Jack D, yeah.
Starring Jack D as Andy.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Never Again? Why would it be called Never Again?
No, I'm joking. It's just been a life of ups and downs, you know.
Well, that is life, you know. That the only people with no problems are dead. Life, being alive, is basically having problems, and either solving them, or just getting on with them, or going round them, or over them, or forgetting them, or ignoring them. I mean, life is just a series of challenges. That's what it is.
It is. You've really cheered me up this afternoon, Graham. Yeah, thanks.
Cases of mistaken identity. Bonzi.
I was mistaken for someone else once.
Yes.
I was walking through Hatfield shops with my missus one Saturday, and to cut a long story short, I thought I recognised this bloke. He thought he recognised me, and we stood talking for 10 minutes, as you do. And he said, "Are you still clamping cars?" I said, "What?
Are you still clamping cars?" Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, I thought, well, it's not the bloke I thought it was. So I said, no. I said, what I'm doing there, I went back to the warehouse. I work in the warehouse again. I thought, I end this conversation. We were there about 20 minutes, I'm up there.
And neither of you knew who the other one was?
On my life.
He thought he knew you, and for a while there you thought you knew him, but then you realised you didn't know him, so you came...
I had
to make
no idea. We finished up.
Yes.
We finished up, and then on the Wednesday... Gradually walked away, Mum, and said, "You didn't know him, did you?" I said, "No, I didn't. I thought I did, but I didn't." But on the Wednesday, in the Welling Times, in the local paper, I opened up and they started car clamping at this pub in Hatfield Town Centre.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, there was my double. Clamping cars. I bet you thought I was a right liar. That's the truth. I could not believe this.
You probably thought you were ashamed of clamping cars and you'd made up a profession in a warehouse to cover it up. Yeah.
Lying git.
You've had a neighbourhood dispute as well. Martin Carpenter from Dagenham.
Well, we had an old lady who used to live next to us, and she had to move away, and the young family moved in next door. And the young family were not quiet. They were incredibly loud. Not the kids, but the mum and dad used to go hell for each other all the time.
Go hell for each other in an affectionate way or in an angry way?
In a very, very angry way.
Oh, right.
And to the point where we had to have police called on occasion. Communal building was damaged by fits of their anger towards each other. So, yeah, that made for a very uncomfortable sort of next door neighbour.
Your neighbours rowed so much you had to call the police?
Yeah, on a couple of occasions, yes.
And what happened when the cops showed up?
One of them got led away in handcuffs.
Bleeding got better.
In handcuffs.
Bleeding? What, from physical assault?
Yep. After that, we started really sort of lamenting for the old lady who used to live next door.
Oh, I bet you did, yeah. Yeah, the old lady, she was a pain in the neck, but she didn't used to get led away bleeding in handcuffs that often.
No, not often, no.
Yeah. All right, what's your dispute with your neighbour story? 0330 380 3500.
Wouldn't it be nice to get on with me neighbours?
Talking about cases of mistaken identity, this burglar who nicked this beer from this off-licence in Blackpool, the security camera footage, it looks like it's Ross from Friends. Well, David Schwimmer, the actor who played Ross, has now put a video out proving that it couldn't have possibly been him. But what's your case of mistaken identity story? Ever happened to you, Andrew?
I get it all the time. All the time.
Yeah?
It's just the women, they all think I look like David Beckham.
Seriously?
Go crazy for it. Oh, yeah.
And are you a double of David Beckham?
Well, of course, I'm a good-looking, handsome chap, aren't I?
I'm not sure if I believe you.
Well, somehow, whenever I bring it up, they don't believe me either, but...
It's funny you should mention that, because I was once mistaken for a footballer, and I really was. I lived in New Zealand. I was working construction. I was a pipe fitter. It was called Marsden Point Oil Refinery Expansion Site, and we were about 2.5, 3 hours north of Auckland. And anyway, I was up there with a lot of Brits and jocks, and whenever anything English came to Auckland, or British came to Auckland, we went to see it. And the Newcastle United football team came out to play a game with the New Zealand national side, the All Whites. So we all went down to Mount Smart Stadium to watch this match. And on the way back, we'd rented a van to all go down in. On the way back, we stopped at this roadside diner called Dome Valley, and we're all in there, and we're all in our 20s, and this lady came over, and she was the waitress, worked at the place, and she said, could you just write your autographs on here for us? She thought we were the Newcastle United team. So I can hand on heart say I was once mistaken for a footballer. So yeah.
Are you any good at football?
No, I'm hopeless. World's worst. Absolutely world's worst.
You probably could play for Newcastle now, wouldn't you?
Ray and Mack on Fix Radio.
Bloke in Scotland had his meat and two veg bitten off by an old English bulldog. So when have you been attacked by an animal? This happened to you, Mick, when you were a kid.
At my mate's house, and I was on one of them, them bouncy balls where we've got the horns in the middle and you jump up and down on them.
A space hopper.
Space hopper, that's the one.
Yeah.
And he had a pug, and he was eating some dinner. So what I was doing, I was laying on this bouncy ball. I was rolling backwards and forwards and looking at this dog, not thinking nothing of it, and it turned around and bit me on the face. No, are you okay? Well, its jaws locked on my on my lip.
Right.
So then it started shaking itself to try and get me off it, and it like it was going to rip my face off.
That's horrific.
So, my mate's dad stuck a...
How old were you at the time?
11.
Wow, you must have been panicking.
I was. I thought he was going to rip my face off.
Yeah, I bet.
So they put the blanket over this dog and took me down to the doctors, but this dog's still connected to my face.
Oh, he wouldn't let go?
No, his jaw's locked.
Okay.
So they when I went to the doctors, they said I'll have to go. The vets was across the road. They got the vets in, and the vets had to put the dog down.
Oh no! Well, no, that's a horrific story. It even involves death. And how was your face after that? Have you got a lasting scar?
I have, yeah. I've got a scar on my lip. Yeah, I had 4 stitches.
And all you were doing was sitting on the space hopper, rolling backwards and forwards, looking at the dog.
Yeah, I was getting a bit close when he was eating his dinner.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And the pug's a little dog, so he's jumped up and he's got onto your lip and he's been hanging there.
His jaw's locked on my face.
And there's no other way of getting the dog off than killing the dog.
No, I don't think that once the jaws have locked, I don't think they could get it off because they were a bit worried about the dog shaking its face, shaking its head and ripping my face off completely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wow, Mick, thank you very much for that horrific. I'm glad you can laugh about it. It's not that cheerful at all. No. I'm Graham Mack. I am a criminal. I fare dodged this morning. I was on a train and there were no seats, so I just snuck into first class. When have you done this? Where have you blagged your way into? Mark's a gutter cleaner, North London. Where was it you blagged your way in?
The Empire at Leicester Square many moons ago.
Yeah.
It was obviously a nightclub at the time, quite exclusive, and we were chatting to this doorman at the Punch and Judy in Covent Garden.
Yeah.
We were chatting to him, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to work at the up at the club."
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, okay," and he was like, "Oh, you should come along and have a look." And we got there, and there was a massive queue. And my mate that was with me had a bald head, complete skinhead, with a bright red leather jacket.
Yeah.
And this massive queue, and then this doorman, not even one we knew, we was talking to, another doorman turned around and said, "You with a leather jacket." Let us both in.
And let you in?
He actually called us to the front like we were VIP. We didn't even have to queue up, nothing. It was just like, he didn't know us. And then when we got in there, they had a really nice competition. Ladies in bikinis with water involved.
Yes.
So
some gentlemen.
It was well worth going across to have a look.
Hey, well, thank you very much, Mark. Thanks for telling us about it.
All right, Graham, take care.
Graham Mack on Fix Radio.
One of the things that makes me the angriest is scam emails. I keep getting them, and I've got one here that's been silly enough to leave his phone number on the email. Let's give this scammer a call and find out what this is all about. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, is that Larry?
Yes, Larry, who are you?
Is that Larry Genesis?
Larry Genesis, who are you?
Oh, I'm Graham Mack. You sent me an email.
Yes.
To inform me that the IMF office has instructed you to transfer $2.5 million compensating for all the scam victims, and my email was found as one of the victims. That's absolutely right. I have had a lot of scam emails lately, Larry.
Yes.
Okay, and how much do I get again? It says here $5,000 per day, and that's what I get, is it?
Yes, we'll be sending you $5,000 per day, but if
that's great. Well, I could, to be honest, Larry, this couldn't have happened at a better time, because I am just a little bit short at the minute, and $5,000 every day would see me right. So that's brilliant news. Thank you so much.
Yes, but the $5,000 you cannot pick it because it is on hold. But it is
it's on hold?
Yes, you don't have clean bill record certificate papers.
I don't have peppers?
Yeah.
What kind of pepper?
A certificate paper from the High Court.
So what do I have to do?
Yes, you have to send the $195 to get the paper on your behalf.
Okay, so I have to get a pepper from you. So how much do I have to send you?
$195.
Let me write that down. That's $195. Is that in US dollars?
in US dollars.
US dollars. Well, I can do that. And then you, and when I do that, you'll send me the pepper, and then once I've got the pepper, I'm all set.
Yes, once you send the money, we obtain the pepper and send you a copy of the pepper. Then you can pick up your 5,000.
Great, and then I'll get $5,000 every day.
Yes.
Okay, this might seem like a silly question, Larry, but why don't you just take $195 from the 5,000 and send me the balance?
Because the IMF office has instructed us not to deduct any money.
That's not how it works. Okay, all right. Okay, well, I'll send you, don't worry about it. I'll send you the $195. Now, how do I do that? What do I do?
You have to go to Western Union. I will give you the information where to send the 5,000 to.
Okay. Do you know what? There is a Western Union just down the street from me, and I'll be able to go there now. So what details do I need?
Okay, I will text you the information on your cell phone right away.
You'll text me the information. Excellent. Okay. You've got the number because I'm calling on it, aren't I?
Yes, the number stopped with 500.
That's it. You got it is. Yeah. You send me the information on that one, and I'm going to go down to Western Union. I'll give you a call from Western Union, and I'll give them the money.
Okay.
Okay.
Once you get to the Western Union, use the information to make the payment. Then once the payment is done, you send me the transfer.
Yes.
Tracking number of the transfer or the payment slip to my cell phone right away. So I'll process your first transfer.
Okay.
Of $5,000, so you can be able to pick up still today.
Oh, that's great. Okay. I'll give you a call back in about 10 minutes when I'm at Western Union. Okay.
No problem.
Okay then. No problem. Thank you. I'm not getting on with my neighbours.
Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours.
You've had a problem as well, Lynn, bricklayer's wife from Stratford.
We kept out the way of some neighbours in a village where we used to live.
Yeah.
Where the parking was in very short supply, and somebody who moved into a tiny cottage with no parking had about 8 vehicles.
Oh, did they now?
It's caused absolute mayhem.
Why do people do that? I once lived in a place in Teesside, and there were people moved in next door to me, and there's like one parking space outside the house, but they had 3 vehicles, so they used to park 2 of them in the pub car park.
Yeah.
You would think when you're looking for somewhere to live, no matter whether you're renting or buying, parking if you've got 3 vehicles is like not right. It should be right up there.
That's right.
So these people had about 8 vehicles.
Well, she had horse boxes and Land Rovers and all sorts of cars, and she came back with a bullet hole in one of the Land Rover's windows, so I think she probably was upset a few other people.
She came home with and how do you know it was a bullet hole?
Oh, you could tell, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that was it. You can park where you like once you've parked with a bullet hole in the window. I've never ever thought I usually don't get on with my neighbours, but I've never been scared that one of them's going to shoot me. So you've got me there, Lynn. Right. So it was okay living on that street as long as you were heavily armed. Yes. Thank you very much, Lynn.
All right then.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Cheers. I'm Graham Mack, and the story so far, I get a scam email, and the bloke's phone number's on there. So I called him up. His name was Larry Genesis, and he's asked me to take $195 to the nearest Western Union office. Fix Radio's Jack Edwards. I need you to do me a favour. I need you to pretend to be somebody from Western Union.
Hello?
Hello, Larry. It's Graham calling from England. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm in the Western Union office now.
Have you gotten the information I sent to you?
Yes, I got it through. No problem at all. That's good. Now, I'm at the counter. There's a guy here. I've got the $195 US. I came back from America about 6 weeks ago, and I still had some dollars, luckily enough, so I've got the money. But the bloke says he wants to talk to you for a sec. Can I hand the phone over to him?
Right.
Yeah, okay, okay, I'll just hand the phone over to him. Okay.
Is it Larry? Is it Larry?
Yeah.
Hold on 2 seconds. I'm just going to take this call out the back, Larry. Hold on. Larry, my name's Jack Edwards. I work at Western Union Money Transfer, right? And I've got this geezer here. He's got $195. Now, I know this is a scam, bruv, right? But I'm happy to play along with it.
Wait.
But the way this is going to work, Larry, right, is $195 split two ways. I'm seeing this as $150 to me and $45 for you. So I'm going to put this through, right? But I'm only going to put through $45. You're going to sign and say you received $195. What are you saying to that, Larry? Larry, you keep, is that a deal, Larry? Is that a deal?
Ray and Mack on Fix Radio.
Talking about things that have gone on with your neighbours. John, builder from Guildford.
My neighbour 2 doors up developed an infatuation for me.
Wait a second. So this was a lady?
It was, yeah, very attractive lady, 2 doors up.
And how did you know that she developed a bit of a thing for you?
You mean when she told me she'd fallen in love with me? Would that do it?
It would give you a big hint. And how did she do this? So she's 2 doors up. What were you doing? Putting the milk bottles out or something?
Yeah, that's it. No, I did a fair bit of work for her. I did a bathroom and various alterations to her place, and went for a drink to discuss other bits and bobs. Very friendly, all nice and perfectly innocent. And then she broke the news to me when we were sat there having a drink.
She just, I mean, had she had a lot? Had she had a lot to drink?
Whoa!
No, I'm not, John. I'm not suggesting you're anything but a catch. It's just that, and were you in a relationship at the time?
Yeah, I've been for like up to 8 years now, and it was this was only like about a year or so ago. So,
and does your other half know about your neighbour?
Most definitely not.
Okay.
I quite like living where I live.
Okay, it'll be our secret because I don't think anyone's listening. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so you see, and how did you knock her back then? What was the etiquette there?
I did. I sort of, laughed off, but that's really kind. But, I'm with someone. Oh, okay, but she kept pressing it as well. Messages. Have you thought any more about, my proposal? It was lacy underwear was left out.
Wait.
Yeah.
What do you mean lacy underwear was left? So you were still going round there to do the work on the house?
Still working house. I still had loads of work left. Yeah.
Right.
Still had loads of job, and didn't sort of laughed off a bit, and then she kept pressing the matter.
And there was lacy underwear left to work because it is a house. Underwear. There is going to be lacy underwear. She's a woman, and there's going to be lacy underwear.
Yeah, no. We were talking provocatively, left. Oh, it's in there, are you? Okay, yeah, it's all clear. Oh no, it's not clear in there at all. And certain apparatus of an adult.
No, wait! You've just gone atomic. Okay, so certain pieces of equipment provided that relieve stress, shall we say?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, stress.
And they were left around.
Just left out. Yeah. I've been working in the bedroom. Got me some bits. Yeah, all fine there. Bedroom, bed, just on top of the bed.
Right on top of the bed.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah, absolutely. Competition.
Oh dear. Right. One of those things.
How about that?
One of those things that bands are named after.
That's it.
No, really, Steely Dan. That's why that. Yeah, and the Buzzcocks, of course. Yeah.
Of course,
yeah. Oh, really? Left out.
Yeah, it was really trying to press the point somewhat.
But you really wanted to get on with the work and get paid.
Absolutely, yeah. And she still hasn't paid the last invoice. Final stakes invoice. I'm still chasing for it now.
John, I think she wants to pay for it, but in her own special way, my friend. I think if you're in a relationship, you need to steer clear because a weaker man than you may have made a big mistake.
You know what? That's one of the moments I realised I'd turned the corner. I'd entered into adulthood in a relationship I wanted to be in when I didn't fly up like a rat up a drain pipe.
Isn't that nice to know, though? Isn't that nice? No, it is nice to know that you're an honourable man.
Control yourself.
Yes. Well done. And you're not going to go round. She's clearly wanting you to go round and ask for the money.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just that. Yeah. It's leaving open that final door, isn't it?
Wow. So are you ever going to go round or just write it off?
I don't think so. No, I think you just got to move on, forget about it. It's not worth the hassle, is it?
Wow. Hey, well, thanks for sharing, John. I'm really. Well, you read about these things in the Sunday papers, but you don't realise that it is actually going on.
Yeah, there you go.
Gray and Mack on Fix Radio.